Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. But we are on the formation lap. Oh, your quick drivers right there getting it warmed up. Look at them big cruise ships in the water out there. Beautiful game. You must say. This game's got plenty of problems, but you must say it is beautiful. This is console, PS4, yes. Yep. Which is what a lot of our streaming will consist of. I'll be streaming from a PC. I'll be streaming console from PC, and also I will be doing a little bit of iRacing. We're just not sure if we can stream the iRacing yet. I got to check the power of my system. We'll be doing some tests, so everybody will be able to check those tests out here soon. You know, I don't play Assetto Corsa, but I've been looking to get into it. As soon as they did the update where you can have custom lobbies on PS4, that allows the PRL to get involved, and we've kind of been feeling out the interest for Assetto Corsa and Assetto Corsa League. So far, not a whole lot of interest, but I'm hoping we can drum that up, because as soon as we do, I'm going to be there, I promise. But that's what it takes. I don't rando race anymore. When I race with the Precision Racing League. It's more fun that way to me, and it's better for the stream when we do that. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting something set up in that way. Okay. Goofies. So here we go. Drivers getting lined up. Round 8. Of Season 8, the Precision Racing League Formula 1 2016 Championship. We are at Russia tonight, the Sochi Autodrome, with our defending champion Majako on the pole. All-time wins leader, Forza Alonso second, and maybe the winningest driver this season in third. The lights are out. We are green at Russia, turn 1. You can see Alonso trying to make an early move. They're holding tough on the outside. Zusman's making it 3 wide for the lead. Here comes the surprise front runner on the inside. No, he had to cut the corner. Not sure about the corner cutting rules there. He had to cut the corner, but right now Zusman's in second. I think he's going to allow Forza Alonso back by, possibly maybe as well. Majako is in the lead. Is that Nick Dahi, who is coming strong there? Ooh, maybe a little slip. Nick Dahi moving up through the field, but there's Aaron Webb. Looks like Webb has got back around him. Maybe is off track. He's having all sorts of problems. Back to 6th from 3rd place. So very rough first lap, and almost got even worse as he nearly made contact with Nick Dahi there. Very, very close between those drivers. We're going to keep an eye on this. You can see Dubsy behind him working the traffic. Dubsy is 7th. So he's not been able to do much, but he's the lone driver on softs. Everybody else on super softs in front of him. You can see the Williams of Hoodius having a nice run right there. I know Hoodius did a lot of practice this week. Pretty confident about that, and I killed him. I killed Hoodius. Something happened. As soon as I started talking about him, he made contact or something. Look, the front wing's gone. Oh, my God, I've cursed him. Soon as I started saying he was doing great, he was running in the top 10, and I cursed him. I'm sorry, Hoodius. And there's my car. We've had another glitch there. But as we were going back through the field and talking, Zusman has worked his way around Forza Alonso for second. We've not seen those Ferraris up front much this season. But here he is, Zusman, coming out very, very quick in Russia. Forza Alonso behind him. Aaron Webb as well there in 4th, and maybe has recovered to 5th spot. So we'll have to see if he can work his way back up through this field. Got to keep an eye on Dubsy. So here's Forza Alonso on. He's looking there, trying to get back by Zusman. All the while, Majako's just stretching his lead. And that's why Alonso has to pressure him right now. He knows that he can't let Majako get too far away. Clearly, Alonso is a little bit quicker than Zusman. Zusman with a slip, tries to throw the block. It works for now. But Forza Alonso is going to have to get a look here soon, and he is. He's through the inside. Should have this pretty comfortably going into this next section. And now he's got to go chasing down the leader. 2.5 seconds back. The Ferrari held him up quite a lot right there. And Majacco, firm control of this race right now. Looks like Aaron Webb in fourth has fallen into the clutches of Maybe. Maybe got around Nick Dahi and Aaron Webb there. And here comes Dahi on Webb as well. Not going to be able to make a move right there. But Maybe climbing his way back forward. You saw Dahi there making his way around Aaron Webb. And now Gordau is going to take a look at Webb as well. Going down into turn one. Still nose to tail. All three drivers covered up there. Here comes Webb back around Dahi. Gordau's going to make it 3 wide. This is not going to work. Gordau thinks better of it. Webb takes the position. Looks like Dahi's able to hold off Gordau there. A lot of wild action there going into corner number 2. We've seen 3 wide multiple times. Forza Alonso able to knock a couple of tenths off of that lead, but still 2.3 seconds back from your leader, Majacco. Let's go check in with the points leader. Your points leader who's running 10th. Clearly those softs not able to turn the laps that he wants right now. But everybody else, well, not everybody, because look in front of him is Pork Chops, who's on softs as well. Clogmonger, he's on softs. So clearly we've seen some problems there with your points leader. And he is under fire. No, that is him taking the position back from Pork Chops. Must have had some sort of a slip from Dubsy, and he has got to work his way back up to the front as well. I saw 3 wide. Those boys are still battling. Gordau slides to the outside. Nick Dahi right there as well, so move Aaron Webb back up into 5th. I'm having issues here with my lock screen. I've got to be careful with that, trying to keep Chad up here. Really, really good battle here. And as these guys are battling, Clogmonger's like, hey, you guys go right ahead. I'm going to come right up here and start taking some positions away. Let's do 30 minutes. All right, cool. So that ought to save. Now I won't have any issues there. So let's get back up to the front. Want to check in with your leaders. We'll check in with Forza Alonso, who has narrowed this lead to 2 seconds. But your leader, Majacco, is very, very comfortable right there. Sussman settled into 3rd. We've been watching this battle back here. Ditch Witch working his teammate Pork Chops. Pork Chops goes wide there. Ditch Witch is going to have a look. Not going to be able to get close enough there, but he's right on the rear wing of Pork Chops. Behind them is I Am a Drunk Dolphin, who started, a little bit of lag there. Some rubber banding. These guys up front are still battling. Gordau side by side with Nick Dahi. Here comes Dubsy up to the back of this pack. And Gordau looking on Dahi again. Unable to make anything happen. Dubsy with a light move. Oh, he almost had a really hard time of it there. Hard on the brakes. Thought he was going to get into Gordau there. Maybe is retired. What happened? What happened to Maybe? And somebody's off as well. Maybe's in the fence. Oh no, 2 races in a row. A disconnection and now a crash takes Maybe out of the running. 2nd place in points, only 25 points back, and because he was only 25 points back because of that disconnection. Oh, rough. I don't know what that sound issue was there. Very, very rough for the man who has won 3 races this season. Maybe the consistency not coming through for him. Dubsy here, the points leader, buoyed by that fact that Maybe is now off the track. Now he is able to stretch his points lead even more. Ooh, but he's still having some issues. A little bit of latency there. That wasn't as big of an issue as it looked. But he is clearly trying to work his way back up after plenty of mistakes. Majacco Still leading Forza Alonso by 2 seconds. That gap has stabilized right there. Majacko has been able to control this race quite handily. We should see some pit stops coming as early as maybe 3 laps from now. So we're going to see some of these super soft guys come in, and then we're going to see how that strategy works in with Dubsies. We know Dubsies had some mistakes, so it's not exactly going to be perfect for him, but there's plenty of opportunities that can happen. As those super soft guys go backwards, they've got to contend with some traffic as well. So maybe he can build a little bit of a gap there. But that is your strategy right now. You've got basically one very quick driver on the softs. Also, Clogmonger, Pork Chops, and Ditch Witch back there as well. They've got some opportunities, but right now Dubsy is your front runner on the softs, and he's using them, man. He's really, really loose there. Little bit of oversteer, as the Europeans would call it, and he has plenty of it, that's for sure. I want to try to get a little farther back. We've been watching these guys. Brian Mosser in 11th in the McLaren, trying to work his way into the points. We got KWP back here doing battle with Sassafras, the only Force India left in this race, as maybe has crashed out. J-Dub was very quick in qualifying, but now it looks like he has decided to opt for some mediums. That's an interesting choice, but maybe he's got an idea that we don't. Hoodius back in 15th with that fresh new wing on. Hoodius, it's my fault. I jinxed you totally, buddy. I apologize. Drunk Dolphin looks like another driver who has decided on the mediums. We're surprised to see the mediums because of the life you can get out of the softs. Thought it's just going to be a super soft race here. Bubba in 17th position in the other McLaren, trying to figure his way out. He's got mediums on that car as well. But out front on super softs, the race for the lead is tightening up. Look at this. Forza Alonso has cut the lead down to 0.7 seconds. He's closing in on your race leader and defending champion El Majacko. These two guys, the only two drivers left in the race of champions, which we might actually get to see after this event. I forgot about that. The race of champions was put on hold because Forza Alonso had his family issues that he had to take care of. And now we are back on. So a possibility after this stream, we will see the race of champions final. I believe it was like 64 competitors. They have weeded it down to 2. Those are your 2 right there. First place and second place. And we might get to see a little bit of one-on-one action after this event as well. So hold on tight. Might be a longer stream than we're used to here on Thursday evenings. Brian Lord, how's it going, my friend? Appreciate you stopping in. But we see Forza here trying to close this gap. He knows the pit. Drunk Dolphin has left the session. Not sure what went on there. I'm afraid to leave this battle, though. I can't. I honestly can't. Because here he comes. Look what would have happened had I left this battle. Forza Alonso right there to the outside. Not going to be able to make that move, but he's clearly sending a message. Hey, buddy, you better speed up because I'm going to take that first place if you can't make something happen real quick. Alonso knows that the pit window is open. He knows that the strategy is going to come into play, and he is pushing El Majacko for that lead position. And yes, CJ, 2 best friends Kappa. You said it right there. These guys have had plenty of run-ins throughout this early season. Very, very tough competitors. I would put them as rivals in this league. Plenty of respect between the 2 drivers, but definitely rivals. They've bantered words back and forth throughout the early stages of this season. A little bit of slip there from Majacko. Forza Alonso is not quite to the outside of this car. Very, very tough to make anything happen through that section. Oh, my goodness. Very, very close racing here for the lead. You don't get this in Formula One. Now Alonso to the outside. You can see Majacko protecting the preferred line. He's able to get a good run off of that corner, but Alonso's right there in that slipstream. What a battle for the lead we have here tonight. We told you the PRL is always exciting, and this is what we mean. This is what we're talking about right here when we talk about this is the best Formula One 2016 league on consoles. You're seeing it right here. 0.72 between the two. 0.72, sorry. Nothing between the two. Throw a blanket over top of them, and this is your race for the lead. Right now, Alonso trying to dive in. Majacko went into that corner hard, but was able to get out quickly enough to not give Alonso a chance. Wow. Early stages of this race. And we're already seeing big-time battle. You saw the rear wing of some lap traffic up there. They're coming up on Bubba, I believe. So that will throw another wrench into this battle. We'll see who is able to navigate lap traffic the best. My lonely glitched car there in the wall in turn one. Now Alonso to the outside. Majacko protecting the preferred line. Is it going to be enough? He's diving in hard. Now he's still on the inside, though. He was able to push that corner. I think Alonso had to lift a little bit to make sure he didn't clip that front wing on the rear tire of Majacko. Majacko's doing all the right things to stay in front of the quicker car here. The Haas is clearly a little quicker at this stage of the race. I would not be surprised to see Majacko in maybe this time. Maybe this time we're going to see some pit stops and some new strategy unfold. Will Alonso pit with him, however? I think he'll probably try to go an extra lap, but he's got to make sure that he can... Ooh, he might have a move here. Nope. But he's got to make sure he can get around that car cleanly. We're going to stay with this battle. We can't look away. I'd love to look away at some of the other competitors, but it's not going to happen. And now Forza Alonso to the outside. Unable to make the move. He's going to try the over-under. Not going to happen there. Now let's see who pits. Let's see who decides to come in early. Alonso might make the move as well because he's being held up right now. But nobody's going to blink yet. Staying out. It looks like we've got a little bit of space here, so let's go back to third. Zuzman, 5.3 seconds back. He is still out on the track. No pit stop there. He can see the lead battle. We got Nick Dahi in fourth. Dubsy moved his way up to fifth. Aaron Webb is pitting right now. Gordau in the pits as well. Klogmonger out there will jump those guys in eighth right now. Ditchwich and Brian Mosser, your top 10. So, race for the lead. We're back at it. The gap was a half a second at the last sector, but that is not a half second right now. These two competitors, both super quick. I believe that Majacko is fourth place in the point standings. Pull that up right now. No, Majacko is third place in the point standings, 42 points back from his teammate Dubsy. Alonso's had some problems. He's had multiple issues. He's missed a few races. He's not there in the point standings, but he's right there in this race to the outside. Can he make this move work? Not quite. Man, very, very tough to pass on this course. Who's going to blink? Maybe, says Zuzman, put him into the wall. So a little bit of contact there. We wondered what happened, maybe. We were wondering. Nobody blinking yet. They're going to go ahead and make another revolution around this course. How long can you go, though? What kind of times are we seeing? I wish we could pull up times without getting out of the action. So contact for Maybe is the problem. Zuzman and Maybe coming together. Zuzman still on track in the podium position right now, but Maybe second place in the points, knocked out of this race, and for the second race in a row will not score points, which is very harmful to that championship hopes. From 3 wins in a row to 2 DNFs in a row. Very, very tough, and that is unfortunate. Still, looks like Majacko has been able to pull away from Alonso a little bit, so Alonso using his tires up there to catch him. Nick Dahi 8 seconds back. Dubsy 12 seconds back on the softs. He's been able to close the gap with the leaders a little bit. He was 14 seconds back. So he is catching the leaders. The softs are running a little bit quicker than the super softs, and he has a super soft saved for his final stint. You'll probably see him in maybe lap 16 at the earliest. Possibly a little longer than that. We'll have to see how that shakes out. Get back up to the front, see if these boys are ready to pit yet. Blue flag you see on the board. They're coming up on lap traffic. Oh, was that a bump? Yes! Contact there between the two. Forza Alonso's going to come in now. Not sure if he's got wing damage or not. I really think Majacco needed to get in the pits there. We know that you're looking at about 10 to 12 laps before those softs had some real problems. And he is going to try and stretch it as long as he possibly can. We know we're probably going to see softs go on this car. And we are. Wing change. He had to change the wing. Damaged front wing there with the contact with Majacco. That's unfortunate. He had to change the front wing, so a longer pit stop there. But I think he made the right move by getting into the pits earlier than the race leader, Majacco. I think that was the correct move. So that's going to mitigate some of that time difference. Aaron Webb with the fastest lap of the race. Aaron is back in 9th right now. He's got a couple of guys in front of him that have not pitted. But on softs, Aaron Webb, fastest lap of the race on softs. Impressive. Very impressive. Here's your leader. We're going to try to keep an eye on him, see when he dips into pit road. Coming up on that section very soon. Not quite to halfway in this race, but it is definitely time to get those softs off that car. Super softs, excuse me. Appreciate everybody stopping in tonight. Here he comes into the pitch, Majacco. We're going to have to watch and see where he comes out. Zeusman, he's going to hit pit lane as well. So that is going to mean that Dubsy will likely inherit the lead for just a moment. We'll have to see where his teammate comes out. He's already out of the pit stall. Here comes Dubsy. Dubsy will inherit the race lead. Where does Forza Alonso shake out? Let's check this out. I want to see. We can see Majacco right there. Here is Majacco. Aaron Webb still knocking out quick laps. Look at him go. I want to see what happens once we get to the next sector. All right, buddy. We'll see what happens when we get to the next sector. Looks like Majacco is 6 seconds back from Dubsy. Forza Alonso 10 seconds back, so a 4-second gap. That was the wing change right there. He was basically a half-second back, made contact with the rear of Majacco's car. That's your wing change right there, 4 seconds. Dubsy, no pit stop yet. We'll have to switch to the super softs. But the softs are mandatory in this race. So your top three already taken care of. Nick Dahi and the Ferrari of Zeusman there doing battle. Zeusman winning that battle so far. And Aaron Webb turning the quickest laps in the race. 22 seconds back. Not sure why he's so far back. He did have issues early on, but he does have a very quick car. We're going to have to keep an eye on him as we go forward. So, Forza Alonso, 3 seconds back from the race leader. What happened? Okay, Dubsy pitted. Dubsy has pitted. That is earlier than we thought. The Super Softs must be lasting a little longer because that is earlier than we thought we would see Dubsy. That's a lot of laps That's a lot of laps on those super softs. I didn't think we'd see that many laps. But he's out in 5th. And Dubsy is good to go to the finish, I would guess. I think he's going to try to go to the finish at the very least. Forza Alonso, now his job, outright speed. El Majaco is leading this race. And Alonso, 4 seconds back, has got to try and track him down. We're going to see what happens here. Too much action. I appreciate everybody stopping in. We've been talking about it all night. We got the new PC in, the streaming PC that we will be hooked up on very soon. Right now, it's still streaming from the PS4. We got a lot of setup to do. I've been installing apps, taking care of all that stuff, getting OBS working with the camera, the Logitech, and everything else. Set up AnkBot tonight, so we've got a lot of new features that we're going to be rolling out. We've got a new ranking system for everybody that watches. You can hit exclamation point points in the chat, and that lets you know what your rank is, how many points you have accumulated throughout watching. Different racing tiers that we've got on there, so that are a little fun. We have sound effects that I'm going to roll out that everybody will be able to use. We can now save quotes whenever I say dumb stuff. We can save that, and that will go on with a time and date stamp going forward. And there's also, song requests, lots of things. Counters. We got a counter now that we can count every time somebody gets put into the wall. Pork chops retired. What in the world is going on there? Problems for pork chops. I don't have him. I can't even see what happened. Virtual safety car, so there must have been some big issues. This changes things up. Now, virtual safety car is not like a regular safety car. So the gap between the leaders is supposed to stay the same. Sometimes it's a little shaky, though, because these guys have to hold that gap. They have to hold it themselves, and they can be penalized if they do not hold that gap. Brian Lord, thank you for the follow, my friend. Appreciate that. Glad to have you along. Got a lot of new people watching tonight. I appreciate that. We race every Tuesday night on Project Cars right now. We race with the Precision Racing League. Very, very competitive league. We do GT3 racing, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday nights. And then Thursday nights we have the Precision Racing League Formula One 2016 League, which if you look through our history, anybody who hasn't been here before, you can be sure to check out the YouTube, because I have clips and full races from all of the races so far this season, and we've had some fantastic battles. These guys like to go 3 wide. They race for the league like crazy. Pork Chop says he absolutely hates this track. So was that a solo deal there, Pork Chops? But we have a lot of really good races so far this year. A lot of highlights that you can check out on the YouTube. This is the most exciting Formula One league on console. There's no doubt about it, and it's there to be proven right there on the YouTube channel. But yeah, anybody that's not been here before, that's what we do Tuesday and Thursday nights. Friday nights I have my real life announcing job at Route 44 Speedway. I've got to stop saying that. The announcer is supposed to say the name of the track correctly. Route 44 Speedway in Liberty, Indiana, every Friday night. Short dirt track racing, which tomorrow night I get to call the action of the UMRA TQ Midgets, which is where I started my open wheel career. A lot of those guys I know and are friends with, so it's going to be really exciting for me tomorrow at my hometown track. So it's very, very neat. Sundays we do ESL Project Cars tournaments, which we can stream again, because actually the ESL team that I was participating with has been disbanded, so I am now allowed to stream the tournaments once again. So maybe if we get some time on Sundays, you might see some streams on Sundays again. But that's kind of our streaming schedule right now. We talked about the PC. We're going to have some new adjustments to the stream schedule. Dubsy with the fastest lap of the race. Let's take a look in him. Forza Alonso is losing time to your race leader. Zusman sitting in third, Nick Dahi in fourth, and Dubsy on the Super Softs in fifth with the quickest time in this race. But 9 seconds back from the leader. Going to be real tough for him to get up there in those podium positions. But like I was saying, with the streaming PC, the plan is I'm going to set up all the things needed to get ready to stream. The overlays, the notifications, everything like that. We're going to do an iRacing test. I know I'm going to be able to participate in iRacing now, but I'm not sure that the computer has the power to stream it. So I will test it, and we will see if it does indeed have the power to run it and stream it. Once that is done, I'm going to be picking up an Elgato capture device, and then we're going to start streaming the PS4 stuff from the PC. So we're going to get an upgrade in resolution, in cams, in everything. So I'm really excited about all the features we're going to be able to roll out very, very soon for the stream. The stream's going to get a lot better, and I am excited about it. Pork Chop says second DRS zone right before the chicane. Got on the brakes and it busted loose and into the wall. That's unfortunate, man. That can happen right there, especially you got this street circuit. You say it's a street circuit. I mean, technically it was made specifically for this reason, but it's also, out there in the Olympic Village. I'm not sure exactly how much it's used. But any circuit that is allowed for public use, of course, you got to think about it's a very slick surface. You're going to get fluids from the daily car driving that come up out of the track and bite you. So these street circuits, like your Monacos and your Montreals, very, very unique challenges. Talking about Monaco and good clips, we had a good clip from Tuesday where I threaded the needle between two cars coming out of the pits. You got to check that video out. That one was a golden one. So we're watching Nick Dahi in fourth in the Red Bull, 7 seconds back. He is battling right now with Zusman in third, and Dubsy has caught both of these guys. Now, these two drivers are on softs, but Dubsy is on the super soft tire, so he's got a little quicker compound right now. So the opportunity is there for him to find a way onto the podium. But we've got to see how Dubsy's tire wear goes. We know that he's going to be on those super softs for a long time. Watching this battle develop, I think Forza Alonso's backing up to him as well. His race is not going exactly the way he would like. That car is clearly not as quick on the softs, and he is being caught by the drivers behind him. Meanwhile, out front, cool as you like, El Majaco pacing this race by nearly 6 seconds and stretching the gap to second place. Very, very good race going for El Majaco. All he's got to do is just keep it held together and consistently log laps. As we tuned away, looks like Dubsy has been able to work his way around Nick Dahi, and now he sets his sights on Zusman. This is the thing. This is the thing about Dubsy. This is round 8, and Dubsy's had some rough races, but Dubsy has never finished worse than second. All season long. Never worse than second. This has been a rough race for him. He qualified 8th on the soft tires. But here he is, ready to pass for a podium position. He's got to block Dahi here, but Dahi looks... Nope, not going to be able to make that move. But here is Dubsy with those super soft tires. And he does need to get around Zusman, because as those tires wear, Zusman is going to get an advantage. So he's got to get around him. That way he can pace him and make sure that he can stay in front as his tires wear out. Dubsy really working hard on that Ferrari. He wants to get up there for Forza Alonso. He'd like to make it a 1-2 finish for the Mercedes team. We know that he's going to extend his points lead over second place, as maybe the other championship contender has been knocked out of this race. Ooh. Inside move here through the long left-hander. We've not seen anybody be able to make it to the inside there, but now Zusman with the inside lane for the next corner. Man, look at this, though. Oh, my goodness, they're going to go 3 wide? Nope. Thinking better of it for now. Zusman still holding on to that third place, who's having a fantastic race. Zusman, we've not seen this kind of speed out of him all season, but he qualified third. He's running third, doing a fantastic job. Looks like this battle here has allowed Forza Alonso to stretch the gap a little bit. 8 seconds back from the leader is Zusman. And every time Dubsy is able to get up to the rear wing, he has a little bit of slip. He loses that downforce, and all of a sudden, he's under fire from Nick Dahi. Oh, contact, no! Oh, Dahi trying to really work his way down into that corner. He ran into the back of the Ferrari. That's got to be damage to the front of the Red Bull. Didn't look like it hurt the Ferrari much. Honestly, don't see any damage on the Red Bull either. Maybe a little bit of latency there. He's got it. Yeah, he's coming in. Front wing damage. We just can't see it. Very, very tough break for Nick Dahi. Looked like the car just didn't want to get woed up for him there. Found his way into the rear of the Ferrari. So major issues. That's actually a big help to Dubsy, because now he doesn't have Nick Dahi breathing down his neck. He can focus on the Ferrari, and that's what he's doing right now. He's going to go to the inside, outside in that corner, but it puts him to the inside of this one, and that move is made, maybe not comfortably, but definitely a power move there to move himself into the podium positions. And now his goal is to try and work his way up to Forza Alonso and continue his streak of not finishing worse than second in any race this PRL season. That consistency, as well with 2 wins, that's what has Dubsy in the points lead right now. But we've had a fantastic race so far tonight. Now that we've got things cooled down a little bit, let's get a work away through the grid here. Aaron Webb has moved his way to the 5th position, recipient of that position from the Nick Dahi incident. Dahi able to come out in 6th behind him, 31 seconds back from the leader, 10 seconds back from Aaron Webb, but he is on super soft tires, so maybe he can make up some time here. J-Dub in 7th. We talked about him having a rough race at the beginning, but he was on those mediums, and I questioned those mediums, but look at him now, running 7th. Good spot here for J-Dub, making those mediums work for him. Gordau in the other Ferrari in 8th right now. Ditchwich in the Sauber running 9th in the points, like always. We always see Ditchwich up there doing well. Brian Mosser sitting in 10th. We got Klogmonger in 11th, running in that manner. Hoodius in the Williams. We jinxed him at the start, had a really good car, working his way forward, and then as soon as I started talking good about him, he lost his front wing. That is the announcer's curse right there in full effect there for Hoodius in 12th. Sassafras in 13th. KWP in the Toro Rosso running in 14th. And I believe Bubba is the last running car on the course, 15th position for his McLaren. Looks like Drunk Dolphin is ghosted, so he is out of this race. And then it takes us back to our leader, El Majaco, who is, quite frankly, easily pacing this field right now. If I am not mistaken, this would be win number 2 on the season for El Majaco, who got his first win of the season in round 3 after he had his not disqualification, it was a crash with the second place car, Forza Alonso, in turn 1 of Suzuka. Round 2, those boys came together, and that really hurt El Majaco in the points. But he came back in round 3 with a win, and he is looking for win number 2 of the season here tonight in Russia. Quite comfortably in the lead in this race. 6 seconds over Forza Alonso. You saw Nick Dahi there with the fastest lap of the race. He put on those new Super Softs and is running them as hard as he can. You can see the battle back here. The battle for the podium spots. Zuzman has worked his way back around the points leader, Dubsy. We saw Dubsy take that position, but we talked about how Dubsy was going to be on those tires for a long time. I really felt like he went in a little early on those softs. Easy for me to say here. He probably had some telemetry. We know that Dubsy's had some issues with some blown tires this season. Last week he didn't have any issues, but the 2 weeks before that, each week he had a tire go flat on him. So, he might have had a little bit of an issue there that he wanted to get off of. But that made it for a long final stint, and I think you're seeing the consequences of that now as Zuzman has been able to work his way back around on those softs. However, it looks like Zuzman is starting to close the gap on Forza Alonso, so we might have a 2 to 3-way battle for second place in this race. But right now, the way that El Majaco is running, this is a race for second, no doubt about it. So we've gone through the field here. We are down to 4 laps left in this race. Don't go anywhere, though. Even after this race is over, I believe we are going to get to witness the one-on-one finale of the Race of Champions between El Majaco and Forza Alonso. Definitely want to check that out if you get the opportunity here in a little bit. Been a long day. I am wore out, man. Here we are, 10 o'clock. Long day at work. But this is a good way to spend it. What do we think, guys? You think Zuzman's got a chance to catch Alonso here? Feel free to shout it out in the chat. I know everybody likes to sit and listen to me talk, but I also like to talk to you as well. I do enjoy chatting with you guys. What's up, Bristap? How's it going, man? We are getting to the end of this event right here. This race is about to come to a close. Right now, El Majaco leading comfortably. Gavin wants to go to your mother's? Oh, okay. All right. Big crash. There was a crash for maybe second place in the points. He crashed out. Had some contact with the Ferrari that we're watching now of Zuzman. Yeah. Yeah, he won 3 races so far this season. Yeah, he lost today. That's my youngest there. They love this racing stuff too. They get it honest. 3 laps left. This race is winding down. We had a lot of action early on. It's cooled off here into the later stages. But like I said, even after this event, I think we're going to have another one on tap. The Race Champions finale should go off after this race. So we're watching Zuzman. He's pretty comfortably ahead of Dubsy here. Forza Alonso has been able to cut a couple of seconds off of the race leader. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. Probably Majacko just playing it cool. He knows he's got a gap there. He's comfortably there. Not sure if he made a mistake. I'm guessing not. I'm thinking that he's just taking it easy. But we will keep an eye on that to see if Forza Alonso is going to try to make a charge here. Forza Alonso, of course, the all-time wins leader in PRL competition, trying to chase down last season's champion, Majacko. A lot of wins between those guys. You look in the Hall of Fame, he is under Mystic Joker on the PRL forums, but Forza Alonso, 30 wins in his career. Still looking for the first one in Season 8, though. Still looking for the first one. El Majacko with 4 wins in his career, looking for win number 5 here tonight. Next week, next Thursday, we are going to Brazil. My absolute favorite Formula One course in Brazil. Next Thursday night, 36 laps in Brazil. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's always a race that you got to worry about the elements too. Might see Zusman left the session. You guys caught it and I didn't. That is unfortunate. Running third. What happened there? Let's see if we can check. We're on the final lap, but we'll check the race director real quick. Incidents. A lot of incidents here. We got to go through all the warnings. Oh my goodness, come on. Nothing. We got nothing. Not sure what happened. Maybe at a disconnection. Really, really unfortunate there for Zusman, who is having his best race of the season, running third. Really, really great run, but it's ruined for whatever reason. But here we are, somebody who's not had any issues tonight. El Majacko held off a charge from Forza Alonso earlier in this race. Very, very tight battles, even some contact between the two drivers, but a lot of respect shown. And El Majacko, who has had the best car and has had control of this race throughout, looking to close it out for win number 2 of Season 8 here in Russia. Just a few corners left. Cool as you like. Your defending champion is going to take his second win of the PRL season here in Russia. El Majacko, your winner. Second place crossing the line there is Forza Alonso. Not a whole lot of celebration out of him. Dubsy's going to bring it home on the podium. Great night for your points leader. Even through his struggles, able to get up on the podium. His worst finish of the season, mind you, Dubsy. Worst finish of the season, third. 8 rounds. Aaron Webb finishes 4th. Gordow here running in 7th. Not sure who the other 2 drivers were there. Dick Dahi probably behind Aaron Webb. We'll have to check the final standings. Gordow in 7th. J-Dub going to bring it home in 8th. Good run for J-Dub after his early issues. Brian Mosser in 9th. Ditch Witch 10th. Right there behind him. And that is your point scorers right there. Clogmonger, Hoodius, Sassafras, and Bubba rounding out your field right there. This is a battle for position here, is it? No. No, it's not. Battle on the track, not a battle for position. Hoodius, I think, is a lap ahead of Bubba. So Zusman disconnected, and his car was able to finish. So he will get a decent finish out of it, but not the finish he wanted. He wanted the podium. So a disconnection from Zusman. That's what happened. So here you see the final results. El Majako started on the pole, led the entire race. Your winner in Russia over Forza Alonso, Dubsy, Aaron Webb, Nick Dahi, and Zusman, who unfortunately, after starting fourth, finished in the sixth spot with that disconnection. In the PRL, the disconnections actually still count because Formula One 2016 ghosts any disconnected cars, and they will drive around in ghost mode, and you can score points after a disconnection. And Zusman will get sixth place points tonight, which he earned. He was in third before his disconnection. So that's something that's nice about the PRL standings and how they do things.